Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, man.
We back.
We are back. Another special episode continuing
Already know.
our Black History Month.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's exciting, dude. It's so exciting, dude. I can't wait to dive in today. We got a good one for you.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We kind of want to touch on a little bit on last week's episode, though.
Yeah.
With Carter Woodson, man.
Yeah, we got a shout out, you know what I'm saying? One of the, you know.
Doing work over there, I see.
Yeah,
we got to do
I got a nice little new system, you know what I'm saying? So there's no more looking off in the distance.
Right, like oh, hey, something's going on over there, man. We got to check that out.
Hold on, we got to stop it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, we wanted to shout out W.E.B. Du Bois.
Say it again.
W.E.B. Du Bois. His full name is William Edward Burghardt.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Du Bois.
Not Du Bois.
Not Des Moines or whatever the hell
I said Du Bois.
not the voice.
Man.
Not the voice.
I tell you what, dude. The English, I just straight up mean English. It ain't my thing. Math, I'm better at math, dude. So
yeah, no,
But you know, anyways. But
you
yeah,
good.
we wanted to shout him out, dude.
Shout him out
because he, and we're not gonna dive deep into him.
No.
But we really wanted to shout him out, and maybe we'll do a deep dive maybe next year, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe we'll feel like doing that, and because I think it's worth shouting him out because he was around the same time as Carter Woodson. You know what I'm saying? It was right around that same time, and I know we kind of touched on it, but we wanted to touch on it again.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't watched last week's podcast or listened to it, please go check that out, man. Some good stuff, good information in there.
For sure.
Really digging this, kind of doing homework.
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting here tidying up my notes today, man.
Yeah, but it's fun though. It's fun learning about.
Hell yeah, it is.
All these important people and going through and kind of checking all these stats and kind of bringing it to you guys. We're doing the homework for you, but obviously
there's a lot more homework to be done than
please,
what we're going to give you guys.
Go check it out. Like if there's something more,
Yeah.
Go read up on it.
Yeah. Go find it, man. It's there.
So
it's there. So what do we got today?
Today, man. Science Day today.
Yeah, we're gonna run with some science.
Some
peoples.
science, man. I'll talk about a subject.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Because I geek out on you, dude.
I know. Well, hey,
but it is.
Too,
I do. I love science, man. Science is one of my favorite things to learn about space and all different kinds of sciences, man. Science is just always has fascinated me.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a little bit more probably drive, and I probably would have been an astronomer or something. You know what I'm saying? I really just dig the sciences, man, and that's what we're doing today. And we're going to start off today with Mae C. Jemison.
Yep.
And the C is Carol.
Yep.
So
Mae Carol Jemison, born in October 17th, 1956.
Mm-hmm.
So still very young.
Right.
A living legend, so to speak.
Oh yeah, she's still around.
And she is known for being the first black woman astronaut.
Actual
astronaut to carry out an actual space mission.
Yeah.
Look, first things first, let's talk about Mae C. Jemison. What an interesting life she led, and we'll get into it.
Mm-hmm.
This is, when reading about her, it was so dope because it was like the balance of the intellectual with the arts.
Yeah, dude.
And these were two major things that were a part of her life that she could have went either way with it.
Either way.
She ended up going more with the science part of her hobbies and her loves. But she could have definitely been a professional dancer.
Yeah.
And we'll get into
Easily.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we've talked about people having multiple interests on this show before, and getting pigeonholed into certain things. We've had these conversations before, and it's so beautiful to see somebody, in the 60s and 70s that, and especially a woman and a black woman that was like, nah, I'm doing it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a dabble in, the science competition, and then I'm about to go over here and do some dancing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to go over here and cheerlead. You know what I'm saying? So
did it when you were reading this, did it kind of make you feel though like you weren't doing enough?
You know what? With everybody that
right,
it's like, yo, what am I
doing
in my life?
And bro, like I feel like we do
they
a lot
out here just
founding
shit like founded this, started the National Association for it's like, oh my God, and
you're
doing
like,
it at a time when it, like, again, I'm gonna continue to use this term. It wasn't a thing,
right?
They created a thing that wasn't a thing, or they created multiple things that just weren't even thought of or even imaginable at that time. So,
right.
Yeah, man, born in Decatur, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up moving to Chicago, grew up in Chicago, and knew from a young age that she was interested in science, but specifically space, and it really came from she started watching Star Trek.
Right. Yeah, dude. I read that and I was like, dope, dude.
Dope. And we're big fans of Star Trek here.
It kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Cicely Tyson, and
right.
And in some sort of way, like you get your art across, right, and you're trying to what am I trying to say? Like get your point across in movies or TV shows,
right? Whatever
the medium is of the art, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you're trying to, it could be music as well, trying to get your point across of what it is,
right?
And it's so again, even though Star Trek is,
fictional
show, right. it still can be inspiring, right?
Right.
It's to be like, oh wow, like I know we
don't
have starships,
right?
And we're not flying in space. I mean, we are, but we're not like
we're not
Star Trek,
warp speed. You know what I'm saying?
Beam me up, Scotty.
Right.
But but what it does to the mind, it gets you. Oh my gosh, how cool would it be to be in space and to do experiments and to be a part of that and do the things that I want to do in space and I don't know, man, like that. Your mind just starts going, right? But she acted on that.
Exactly.
And that's the key.
Exactly.
I think a lot of us have the dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the potential to do what we want to do, right? Because our mind goes, I love that. And then we suppress those. And we're like, okay, I got to do this or do that. And I got to, you're always making excuses for yourself, right?
Always.
But she's living legend of being creative, like you said in the beginning of introducing her, and then but also following both dreams simultaneously
for a very long time. Yeah.
And even her dance is like a hobby still.
She was very
good at it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and part of the reason that she kind of chose that path was, as she developed more of an interest in space and science, she just started becoming frustrated by the lack of representation with women in general and black women, when it came to science and space and specifically with NASA. There weren't female astronauts and there weren't black female astronauts.
Right.
So, she became a little frustrated, and that motivated her to become more interested and educate herself more on science and space. So crazy.
So she entered high school when she was 12, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
When she was 12, she entered high school, dude. When she was 12, dude. That's crazy.
Fire.
It is fire, dude. It really is. Like, and you think about that, and then she entered college when she was 16 years old.
Right.
You know, and that alone is crazy.
Yeah.
16 starting college. Dude, when I read that, I was like, man, I couldn't even imagine just the space as a 16-year-old, your headspace, right? Like, I couldn't even think about college. You know?
No.
But she said, there's a quote, which I don't have written down, but it was something along the lines like, my stubbornness kind of saved me.
Yeah, so,
you know.
Man, you jumping, man.
Well, well, still the schooling, though, like, because they asked her, like, wow, you were 16, how did that affect you, you know? And it was, maybe you have the quote in there? I'm not sure.
I do. Well, I have part of it. Okay. So I'm gonna dial it back a little bit. So as she went back, she started high school at 12 years old. But before that, she developed a love of dance around 8 or 9.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And really, at this point, even going into high school, she really thought she was going to be a dancer. Mm-hmm. That was actually her. That was her number one. Science was her number 2.
Was it? I mean,
I know.
Her
1A. It was her science was her 1A.
Right.
1B. Right.
Well, just because like she the reason why I say that is because she took it both so seriously.
She took both so seriously. So this is how seriously she took it.
Because usually you take one seriously and one you kind of you know what I'm saying?
So she joined cheerleading in high school. Joined cheerleading and the modern dance club. She learned African, Japanese, and jazz styles of dance as well. And at age 14, auditioned to be Maria in the West Side Story. Did not get the role, became a backup dancer. But still, this was a part of her life.
Still grinding it, though. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Still grinding to get that work ethic.
Right.
You know, of moving forward. And, and okay, I'm going to audition. I'm going to keep pushing the boundaries of my abilities. I've learned dance. I'm going to go for the West Side Story and try to get a role, get one of the lead roles.
Right.
You know, like you said, doesn't happen all the time. You know, but you still loving it, still pushing forward again with the sciences as well.
So the other thing about her, you mentioned her entering college at 16. She didn't just go to no regular.
No, she didn't go.
College.
She
went to Stanford.
Right.
Stanford.
Right.
And as we talked about Harvard with Carter G. Woodson, predominantly white college. And so one of the things she always had an issue with, and you talked about the stubbornness, was basically she got shot down not by her parents or her family for her love of science, but she got shot down by her teachers. Her teachers basically said, "You're bugging,
right?
You need to know your role." And she continued to receive that energy at Stanford. And like you said, it was her stubbornness. You know, she believed it was her youthful arrogance.
There you go. That's the quote I remember.
That really got her through it, right? And it was just her being young and thinking that she could conquer the world, and I don't give a damn. And you told me I can't do it? Well, guess what? I'm definitely doing it now.
Right.
And that probably is the thing that propelled her and continued to push her throughout. And she believed it was necessary in a white male dominated society.
Very dominant.
You know what I mean? So that was her thing, was like, I'm gonna be strong, I'm gonna be loud, I'm coming at you.
I'm coming.
Yes. Here I am.
Right, dude.
I know you keep looking past me.
That determination, dude. Like again. I'm like, what am I doing, dude? Like that determination, man.
This is all you got to think about it. This is basically junior, senior year, freshman, sophomore year, junior, senior, high school, freshman, sophomore, college.
Right.
She's doing this.
Right.
You ain't even got a license yet. You out here in full on college. You know what I'm saying? And that's, I mean, And like I said, not just a regular college, man. Stanford's to this day considered one of the top
schools.
One of the top schools. Up
in
there,
the United States,
up there.
man.
Yeah. It is up there with the Harvards and the Yales.
It is,
and the USCs and the UCLAs and you know what I'm saying. It's
right.
up there. Like, you get one of them type of degrees, you go anywhere.
Right.
You go anywhere and do anything, and you're going to get paid a handsome amount.
Right.
Walking in the door.
For sure.
You're going to be like 23, you walking in the door, you making 100 off top.
Mm-hmm.
Off top. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 200. You know what I mean? So, maybe back then it was like 50. But 50 back then, I don't know. I don't know what it was back then. But
so she graduated from Stanford.
Well, I want to dip a little bit more into something.
See, you guys, you went.
I got extensive.
You went it deep, bro.
Well, because I wanted to touch back on her, her creativeness.
Okay.
Right. So, she served as the head of the Black Students Union while at Stanford. Mm-hmm. Another major thing. She choreographed a musical called Out of the Shadows while in college. This is where everything kind of changed. During her senior year in college, she struggled. What am I going to do? This was the fork in the road.
The pivotal moment.
Right. And she was like, I'm either going to medical school or I'm going to be a professional dancer. She chose to go to medical school. Mm-hmm. She graduated 1977 with a bachelor's of science in chemical engineering.
Yes.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yep.
Bachelor's associates in African and African American studies.
Now, have you noticed like the through line has been totally by coincidence, dude, too, is the African American studies that we have talked about on this month of Black History Month is the study of
right.
Even though that wasn't her main focus, but it still she studied it. It was always there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting, and just thought I would throw that in there because it's like, man, I read that, I was like, man, like that's just kind of like a through line of like, okay, let me find out the history of kind of where it came from. What's the history, the African American history? What happened? What was the origins? Stuff like that.
Well, and I think the biggest thing, right, for everybody we've talked about is using their personal interest. So what they did was they found something they loved and they were good at, and then they studied where they came from, and they married the two to say, how can I use what I love to do to strengthen my people? Mm-hmm. And there's much more that she's accomplished, and we'll get into that. But yeah, that you're right. There is a through line of, I'm going to major in this, but my minor is always African American studies.
Yes.
And knowing where I came from, and so I can know where I'm going. And that's a huge thing. And that's why it's awesome, Black history is so important. Yeah. It's so important, not just for Black people, but it's important for everybody. So it's part of American history. Right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So after she graduated, started her medical career. Mm-hmm. She went to Cornell Medical School. I mean, again.
Right. Cornell University, man.
Come on, man.
Yep.
During her going to medical school, she went to Cuba.
Yes, she did. Joined the Peace Corps.
Well, man, she did a lot before that, man. She traveled to Cuba.
Oh, yeah.
While she was there, she conducted a study funded by the American Medical Student Association. Mm-hmm. She also worked at a Cambodian refugee camp in Thailand. Mm-hmm. This is all while attending medical school. Is probably part of her medical.
It probably was like an internship type of deal.
Of deal. She went to East Africa. She works for the Flying Doctors. She's still in school, right? Right. And she says, I'm gonna go study dance. And she still studied dance while she's obtaining her medical degree.
Multiple things
at
going
the
on.
Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. I mean, She like, what?
Wait,
y'all think I ain't dancing out here?
Oh,
Shit.
Hold up. I don't have enough stuff on my plate.
Right.
Let's do some more,
Let's
man.
do some more.
But that's the love.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, they ain't even got no. She ain't even got no pager, but she got like this. I'm in East Africa, but I'll be back to audition tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. Graduated in 1981 with her medical degree, and then interned at the USC, University of Southern California Medical Center,
science,
in 1982.
dance,
Fire.
History.
Fire,
I mean, my goodness,
fire.
dude. Gracious.
Fire.
Again,
fire.
what am I doing with my life, man?
Right.
Holy crap.
Right.
But still, amazing to read these achievements that she's done.
There's so much.
And bro, it's still going on. Like I know we're gonna get there, but I mean, there's so much more. I mean, you're like, okay, where that's about it? No, dude, there's so much more. Like, coming.
This is as the old saying goes, the tip of the iceberg right here.
Right. She's still young.
She's still young.
Young.
And by the way, and I did not put this in my notes, but was highly attractive. I'm just keep it a buck. Was highly like when you think of somebody stereotype, when you think of somebody with that amount of intelligence, was highly attractive, and actually I think at one point was voted like
she was
most eligible singles.
Yes,
like
it was something like that.
I didn't write it down.
Dude. Yes, I do remember.
But I
reading
think
that,
it
though,
was
for
like
sure.
CBS or somebody. I
Yeah,
can't remember who.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I
It
can't
was like
remember either, but
most like, hey, she out here and she's smart and she got dollars. Like, y'all better holler, get your game together. You know what I'm saying?
Again, there's so much information, and we're gonna
jump all over the place. We're trying to keep it in line, but we're gonna jump all over.
But if you guys, you got to mention again, man. If you're more interested in reading, please go, because there's the list is long. It's so long. Sorry, man.
Nah, you're good.
I gotta say it though, because like if you're even somewhat interested, just go read the Wikipedia page. You don't even have to dive that deep. Just go read the Wikipedia page. You know what I'm saying? And go find, because there is so much information on her.
And there's even more. There was
amazing.
another website I was on that had even more information.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on how deep you want to dive.
But. Yeah. So yeah, USC Medical Center, 1982. Worked as a general practitioner. Yeah, USC. Fight on. You already know. You already know. Already know.
I'm glad you put that in the notes, dude. The USC stuff.
Oh, I had to.
I was like,
anytime it's USC,
I was
bro.
like, it's. I got staring at it right now. I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna mention.
I don't care if they was like, hey, walked on the USC campus for 20 minutes and bought a sandwich. Like, it's in the notes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bought a Subway sandwich at USC. Worked as a general practitioner for Ross Luce Medical Group. Joined the Peace Corps in 1983.
83. Here we go. Moving up the timeline.
Yep. Medical officer until 1985. Her job was basically to help Peace Corps volunteers in Liberia and Sierra Leone. And it just wasn't. That's not good enough. She supervised the pharmacy, laboratory, and medical staff. Wrote self-care manuals, developed and implemented manuals, developed and implemented guidelines for health and safety procedures.
Manuals.
She's writing the rules.
Hey, I'm writing manuals, dude.
Hey, y'all ain't doing it right out here.
Yeah.
Hold up. What?
And she probably knocked that out, dude. So she was like,
oh, she was probably doing that right on the site. You know what I'm saying? She was like, well, what are you doing with that patient? Oh, okay.
Yep. Yep.
Ripped off the page like, this is how you're doing it from now on.
Right.
Like, oh shit. Right, went back right before she went to bed. She was like, hey, look, I gotta change the game up in here.
That's something, dude. Right. That's another. It just shows the determination. Again. Yeah. I'm writing manual because this is basically when I read that I was like, basically I don't really like what I'm seeing, or things need to change. The things need to change of how this in my world of the Peace Corps here. things need to be more organized, basically.
Right.
So I'm writing out a manual to get this done right, and that people can follow.
Exactly.
Amazing, dude.
Well,
Amazing.
and then you got to think about, and I'm scrolling up a little bit here, but you got to think about she graduated in 1977 with just her engineering and African American studies degree. That's 1977. Now you're moving 6 years later, right? And she's probably 27 at this point, I want to say, right? After she gets her medical degree, and right, like about 26, 27, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And here she is, mid-20s, and she's writing the rules. Later on, started working with the CDC to help do research for vaccines.
Working for the just think of that.
She ain't even an astronaut yet. We ain't even got to the point she an astronaut.
Right.
We can end the whole shit right here. She done. She done.
Right. But she's not done.
She's not done.
And working for the CDC?
Man.
I was really curious because when I read that, I really kind of scoured to see if she was part of what we're going through with the COVID. And I was like, I wonder if she was like a liaison or something like that with the COVID stuff. I couldn't find anything. But
I didn't find anything.
But I dude, it might not be documented though. You know what I'm saying? She could have been some sort of, I don't know. Right. I'm speculating, but I don't know.
This is mid '80s, so who even knows?
But if you work for the CDC, right, and you're good at that, and your mind is basically invaluable, and I'm sure they're going to be like, hey, we have something crazy. It doesn't have to be the COVID of that just happened, but it could have been something in the 90s or whatever. It could have been SARS or the swine flu, whatever. And hey, can you take a look at this and see what you're going to?
They could have been working on vaccines for stuff that hadn't even come out yet.
Knows,
right?
Like what? Because I couldn't really find anything necessarily with what she worked on in the CD, but
there's large teams of people too as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but still. Awesome, dude.
Amazing
that
like I said, she
got her hands.
She ain't even an astronaut yet. We ain't even got there yet. She like 27. You know what I'm saying?
Man, crazy.
She's like 27. She's still single out in these streets. You know what I mean? She dancing.
Oh,
making vaccines.
She's for sure dancing.
You know what I'm saying? Helping people in Cuba and Liberia. And her career is done. She can retire right now, but she said no. She gets out of the Peace Corps right around 1985,
right,
and immediately applies to be an astronaut because she said, I'm out here. But the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster in 1986.
So I want to stop right here for just a second, dude, because
I knew you were going to. That's why I couldn't wait to get to this point. Go ahead.
So this is interesting to me because I remember this as a kid, and I remember being in school and them so excited that a teacher was on board, right? The Challenger, female. And I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. I can't remember her name. Anyways, but it was so sad that the space shuttle blew up on launch. And, anyways, she applied. And they started they rolled back. They were like, okay, we need to figure out what's going on. NASA was like, okay, we need to roll back. We're not going to hire any astronauts for a while because we need to figure out what's going on and what happened with the space shuttle. What happened? What was the cause of it to blow up? The failure. And yet, so it got dropped, if I remember correctly, right? Her
the application got dropped. Yes.
Got dropped.
And real quick, just jump in. Her name was the teacher Sharon Krista McAuliffe. Just
thank you. Awesome that you have that.
Right.
I love this computer, man. Nice. Anyways, but then she goes and reapplies again. Now, okay, that's scary to me, dude. You just watched, right? As she did, watched the Challenger explode in the air and go, no, I still want to do this.
Yeah, and that's the reason why, because everybody got denied.
bro.
It was like, nah, we ain't bringing nobody on. We got to figure this out.
Like that
and a year later,
mindset of, I want to do this so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care that it blew up. I will
really
take
don't.
my chance.
Right.
If it blows up again.
This is my dream.
This is my dream. I'm going to fulfill it. And if I die in the process, it's something that I love to do.
Right.
And we should all kind of have some little piece sliver of that mindset,
For sure.
dude. You know?
For sure.
So anyways, go ahead.
No, you're good, dude. Yeah, I mean, excellent points, man. I totally agree. Like, that, most people would be like, nah, I'm out.
Most people would, dude. That's why I had to bring that up, because
they might still apply, but they're like, I don't really want to go up there. Like, I'm gonna stay
I'll
down. I'm in the control room.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in mission control.
You know what I'm saying? I'm being in mission control. Yeah.
And I'll talk to them through the
like
problems
when we
and
used to
stuff
go
they
to
have.
to the space exhibit when you was a kid and be like, shh. This is mission control.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your estimated time is you know what I'm saying? So reapplied in 1987.
Yes. Yeah.
Was chosen for astronaut group 12, and which is when the Associated Press covered her as the first black woman astronaut.
Yes.
Amazing. 1987,
Amazing,
the year I was born.
Hit that applause button, would you?
Yeah, hit that applause button.
That's amazing, dude. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, man. Absolutely amazing.
Okay, real quick side note.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to do that? Would you ever want to go in space? And I'm not talking going to Mars or anything. I'm talking about being shot up in a rocket and kind of cruising around in Earth's orbit. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's funny because as I was doing my research on this, you know, when I was young, when I was probably, I want to say like 7, 8 years old, I did want to be a scientist and I did want to be an astronaut. It was I was and we talk about astronomy all the time. I was very, very interested in astronomy. I actually had a telescope at a very young age, and a pretty expensive one for that time. I remember, I think it was like damn near one of like the only thing I got for is like a birthday or Christmas. It's like, okay, you didn't ask for this. You better be out here looking at the stars every night. And I was, you know, I mean, so it kind of brought up some feelings, and I'm like, damn, man, like now I don't know now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit older. I'm probably a little bit more, obviously a little bit older, quite a bit older, but a little bit more cautious about things. I feel like if it was definitely something where I felt, if the timing was right, I might be like, hell yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Just a quick little, I just curious.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Run up. If I could just run up, you know what I mean? Look around like, oh shit, this is crazy. And then we back.
Right. Like just, yeah, because, you know, kind of going up, just, you know, if they had a public space flight to go up, which Elon Musk is trying to do, and I think I just heard recently by 2023 he wants to start getting that running. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm on board, bro.
You out there?
I am so serious when I say this. I want to. There's my soul, my being wants to. I swear to God, I need to see the planet from above. I have to. I don't need to go to Mars. I need to go to the moon.
But once you get out there and you see the planet, you like, I'm going to Mars.
Maybe. But I want that perspective of seeing the planet from. I just think it would be so gorgeous and so beautiful. I think it would change your perspective on everything, bro. Like
it has to. Because when you see that shit for real, like
for real,
I'm not looking at no Google Maps right now. I am the Google Maps.
Right.
Oh shit, that's my house right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But dude, like. Then it starts putting things into perspective. You don't necessarily have to go in there to change your perspective on that we live on this beautiful blue planet that gives us life, yada, 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 going down that road. But
yeah,
just, man, and good for her, dude. kind of bring it back around, dude. I wish I was there with her. I was too young though in 1987.
Oh yeah, I was way too young. I was barely.
But
I was barely out here. You know what
that
I'm
is
saying?
definitely a dream of mine. I hope
I was coming from space down to Earth already. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Oh shit! No, for real. No, you know what? I agree, man. Like I said, I feel like if it was something that felt safe or safe enough. I mean, it's like you can get a car, get in a plane, and you know anything can happen. Right. Like I mean, so if I felt like it was safe enough, yeah, for sure, man. Right. If I felt like it was legit, I'll definitely shoot up there.
By the way, all you that are watching, let us know down in the comments if you guys would go out in space or not.
Sure.
I'm so curious.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I'm saying? And if they got a waitress serving cocktails on that shit,
you for sure going, dude. You
are
for
I'll
sure
be like
going.
This.
You are
get a little
sure.
Hennessy bobbles out there. Oh shit, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Nice, bro. Nice.
All jokes. Man, back to it.
Yeah, let's get back into it.
First black woman astronaut ever.
Yeah.
Worked as support at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Also did verification of shuttle computer software in the Shuttle Avionics Integration Library. Yeah, I gotta really say, you know,
but still, this list is crazy.
It's
bro.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Retire.
You just keep
Retire.
going.
You're done. You know what I'm saying? September 28th. This is when she was September 28th, 1989, selected as a mission specialist for, and NASA created a new role and assigned her to this role, science mission specialist, first ever science mission specialist for the STS-47 crew. They created this as a way to kind of do some research on certain things scientifically while in space.
I think it had to do with water, if I remember correctly.
It was,
like
yes.
Like recycling of water and
yes.
how water in space to, you know, because obviously we are water beings.
Right.
We need water. So amazing, dude, that you have if we want to be a space bearing civilization, you have to know
shit like that.
you have to know how water reacts and how can you recycle it? What can you do to sustain? Because you can't take thousands of gallons of water with you in to wherever you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
It's rations,
especially if you want to go far. You know, you got to figure that stuff out. Cool though that they created a spot.
Dope, created a spot.
That's so amazing.
And I don't know if they created it for her, but they created the
but
spot.
She was the first one to have it.
We need you out here in these streets.
Yes.
In these spatial streets. You know what I'm saying?
We want you to head this program
in these gray space streets, we need you out here. You know what I'm saying? And she was out there. First ever.
Man, we gonna have a spaceship called the Gray Space.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? We gonna do it.
Spaceship, you know what I
mean? Elon Musk, holla at your boy. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this. Her time with the STS-47. It was a co-op mission between USA and Japan. This was Macy's only space mission. The only time she actually went out into space. Came back. It lasted from September 12th to September 20th in 1992. 7 days. Almost 8 days.
It was really funny, dude.
It was right on the cusp.
What's really funny is when I was reading that, dude, they broke it down. It's
100. I'm gonna tell you, it's 190 hours.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Thank you.
23 seconds. And she was up there for 30 more minutes, bro. It's a full. I don't know. Like I think it was like
really funny.
I think it was like 7.9.
They got it down to a second.
Oh yeah.
How long you space?
30 more minutes. She would have been up there.
Yeah, you got it. 23 seconds.
Well, 20. I don't know. 24 more hours. Whatever the case may be. My math is wrong. It's a whole lot of hours and numbers in there.
Right.
You do the math. And orbited the Earth 127 times.
Yeah, I think it takes 90 minutes to orbit the planet.
What?
When you're up there?
Fire.
Something like that. Oh, dude. No.
Fire. 127 times?
Fire.
7 days, bro? Fire. There's fire.
See, 7 days too long?
I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? Look. Nah, that's like a little mini vacation
It is,
right
dude.
there, bro. That's a little vacation.
It's a straight up vacation.
That's a vacation,
That's
bro.
Like, especially
Yeah.
if you say, like, you say you got some cocktails and stuff up there.
I gotta have
You gotta have
cocktails
some
on deck,
cocktails
bro.
up there, right?
You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta have some
Hell yeah.
cocktails.
Hell yeah.
I ain't doing no science experiments, so
Yeah,
I need
and
some
you gotta
cocktails.
have the alcohol-proof locks on the doors. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, damn it, don't open it. Oh shit, you out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyways, worked with a Japanese astronaut using, let me try to get this right, autogenic feedback training exercise, also known as AFTE, AFTE, using biofeedback, and I think I spelled this wrong. God dang it.
That's
And,
all right.
no. Excuse me. Biofeedback and autogenic training to help with motion sickness, anxiety, and stress-related disorders, which, if you up in space and, you know, ain't too many people been up there,
Right.
you're going to have all of that.
Right.
I mean, shit, motherfuckers can't even get on a boat.
Dude.
Without getting motion, can't even get in the whip, can't even get in the car without getting motion sickness. You up in space, you looking at stars, you looking back down, you like, oh.
Can you, think about that though for a second,
Bubbles.
dude. The orientation, because
Yes.
orientation is really applied to Earth, right? North, south, east, west. There's really no such thing in space, dude. There's no such thing as up, down, left, right, north, south. That's just not the way space works. So for yourself being a earthbound person, right? That you got to get over that. You got to understand that you're in space. Talk about a real 3D world, man.
Yeah.
You know, there ain't no up, down, left, right.
No.
So that's interesting, dude, that she did the studies on that, you know, to
help other people.
Yes, dude. Because
she good. I ain't getting anxiety. I'm good, but I'm gonna help you out,
bro. Because I've been on a boat before, but and I haven't gotten motions. And now it's been a while since I've been on a boat, and I was on a cruise ship when I was a kid. So
okay.
And of course I've been on a boat like in a lake and stuff. I've never gotten motion sickness. I'm kind of curious though if I would be either way, either on the ocean or in space, just out of curiosity. I don't know, man. That's just it's interesting what your brain will do, and especially as the older you get.
Right.
I think the younger you are,
Yeah,
the more you kind of like even if you're like,
that was fun.
Right.
Can I go on another one? You know what I'm saying? Like, you good out here.
Right. Yeah.
So post, I'm gonna talk about a little bit post NASA.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So again, she could have retired. She did retire, but she was still out here in these streets.
It's like, oh yeah, I did this, accomplished, retire. I did this, okay, accomplished, retire.
She's got like 3 Hall of Fame careers, bro, already.
Oh, easy.
3 Hall of Fame.
Bro.
She's
easy.
And she is legitimately a Hall of Famer, and I think she is like a 3. I think she does have 3 Hall of Fame ballots. She served on the board of directors. Directors.
Is this like PALFO?
Directors, the board of directors. Served on the board of directors for the World Sickle Cell Foundation from 1990 to 1992. Now, mind you, she was serving as one of the board, one of the directors while she was an astronaut. This is actually not post NASA.
Right.
She was in NASA
again
doing this.
She's a multitasker.
She was out here doing that.
She's the multitasker. The
Fire,
queen of
fire.
The
Shit
queen of
like that.
multitasking.
Shit like that. 1993, founded the Jemison Group Incorporation. It was a consulting firm that considers socio-cultural impact of technological advancements and design. Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
That's a mouthful right there.
Dude, what?
Socio-cultural
Yep.
impact of technological advancements and design.
I'm not sure what all that means, dude, to be quite honest with you. Like advancements in technology.
And how they affect the culturally,
socially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Founded the Dorothy Jemison Foundation for Excellence, which was named after her mother. One of the pieces of this foundation was a camp called The Earth We Share. It was a camp for kids ages 12 to 16. Started in 1994. This camp was held through multiple institutions throughout the U.S. of A., but also extended past that in South Africa. I'm going to get this wrong. Tunisia, and
you know better than I.
Tunisia. I think it's Tunisia and Switzerland. So right out the gate, started foundations that, again, trying to, her love for science tried to advance the education of it.
Right.
And then kids involved.
Get kids, but also I think she really stressed the black community too, getting them into sciences as well.
Yeah.
Like she really wanted, she was like, there's just not enough of us in, doing sciences.
Yeah.
Like, let me start foundations and let's get these kids when they're young to be excited about science.
That was her big thing.
Just across the board, like, I just don't think the way it's being taught or being presented to, especially kids, right? I think as an adult, you get older, you start appreciating things, differently. You start looking at the world differently. So things like science might not have ever interested you when you were a kid, but as you're entering your 30s or 40s or whatever it is, you go, oh my gosh, man, I never thought that we were flying through space on this planet in the galaxy, and I feel like her bringing that to kids to have those thoughts.
Well, it's all about exposure, right? Like, what are you exposed to?
Right.
And so what do you see every day? If you see, mechanics every day, you're going to be a mechanic, right? Most likely, unless you singing and acting out of this world, unless you do something that's very artsy, that's very different, or you develop a love out of your own curiosity. Most of the time, whatever you're exposed to is the thing that, it's at least going to push some type of interest in you, whether you go on and move forward in that later in life. At least you'll have that knowledge and have that option that's something you can choose.
Right.
And if you don't have that exposure, it's not even a thing that you even think about. You know what I mean? Like I said, unless you have your own personal curiosity. So yeah, it's professor of environmental studies at Dartmouth
You're
College,
she's
1995 to 2002.
So now she's being a teacher. Now she's
Fire.
She's the foundations, and I think those foundations. When I was reading those foundations, I think that was that catalyst of like, oh, these foundations are basically teaching. Right. Let me go be a professor.
Let me go be a professor.
At Dartmouth College.
Yeah, and started the Jemison Institute for Advancing Technology in Developing Countries while she was there. In 1999, became an Andrew D. White Professor at Large at Cornell University. Went back home, took it back home.
Absolutely,
and became not just a professor, but one of the best professors in the country.
Go back home. That it's like your home, dude. Like you go to college. That's like
I love that. Now, going back to Carter G. Woodson. Taking it back to the crib, man.
Yes.
Taking it back to the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Always, dude. It's
we take it back to the crib, and I'm gonna make my people better.
You studied there. It's like it becomes your home.
Yeah.
Even if you move away, I in Harvard, but I live in California. But I'm going back. That's my home. That's part of my home.
Right.
I got to go back to my home.
Facts.
Home is always
home is where the heart is,
right? But I mean, home could be in so many different places, dude. I think we get stuck in just this area is my home, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that. And I think I speak for both you and myself, anyways. We're in Arizona, but
we're Californians.
Yep. That's our home as well, dude. Like I never.
That's what I would say. I'm a Calizonian, bro.
Yes, dude, for sure.
I'm both. I'm split.
Shoot,
pulling up.
And you never know where life takes you. Maybe it takes you to Texas or something, and you go, now I have 3 homes, or whatever. I'm just saying.
Shout out to Texas. Shout out to Texas. 1999, founded the Sentient Corporation, and commercialized the same thing that she helped pioneer, which was AFTE. Right? Remember the practices that she had, and while she was on her space mission. So that's crazy. Again, taking it back home, but not only just taking it back home, you went and bought the thing you created. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, not that you created, it actually was created by somebody else.
But molded it into her own.
Molded into her own and, took ownership of that. Crazy.
For sure, dude.
99. Party like it's 1999. She did that. Now this is where I'm going to get into, unless you got anything, I'm going to get into just some general facts, awards, and
yeah, dude. Anything? She wrote books.
That's
you know what I'm
saying?
To. No, okay.
No, go ahead.
If you have all that information, please shout it out. I just wanted to kind of maybe run down that list real quick.
2001.
Yes, but I also wanted to. There was something in here that I wanted to say that I wrote down. She's an active public speaker, right? And I really this is.
Thank you for shouting that out because I actually did not have that in my notes.
But there's a quote in here, and it's having been an astronaut gives me a platform, but I'd blow it if I just talk about the space shuttle. And it just that spoke volumes to me because it was like. So when you go research her, the number one thing is the space shuttle stuff.
Of course.
But she's done so many things, and it's like. I love that quote from her because she's like, I thank God that I had the opportunity that NASA gave me to become an astronaut and be part of programs.
Right.
And that catapulted me. Right. And then, but I'd be wasting all my other knowledge if all I talked about was going to space.
Right.
Like, and yeah, I love that
because
dude.
Of the multiple things she had done in her career. It was like
because she's got a wealth of
knowledge,
so much, and
wealth of knowledge,
and I love that quote from her. And I didn't know if you had that in there.
I did not. So
and
thank
I
you.
really wanted to shout that out because I love that quote, dude. Because it makes you. I mean, we should all be that way because there's always certain things, dude. Even if you're working a low-level job, there's something that catapults you, right? But then it's almost like you get, again, pigeonholed in a certain, we know you from this thing that you do.
Well, and to your point, recently with all the activism that's been going on, right, in sports, it's the whole shut up and dribble mentality, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, I have this platform, I have these feelings, and things aren't right, and so I'm gonna speak out about them.
Right.
I'd be wasting everybody's time if the only thing I talked about was my sport.
Right.
We're human beings. We have multiple layers to us.
We do. We're an onion.
Yes. Facts. Shout out to Shrek. Shout out to Shrek. It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know.
I wanted to shout that out.
Fire.
But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I just got a couple, man. 2001, Find Where the Wind Goes. This is what I love. And then 2013, a true book series. It's called A True Book. The series was co-authored with, I'm going to try to say her name. I hope I didn't get it wrong. Dana Meechin Rao. Another children's book series. Again, it points back to the fact that
she wrote a lot of children's books.
Everything, I think, damn near everything, almost everything was children's books, and her focus was to get kids. Again, going back, she wanted kids and she wanted young minorities to get exposure to this stuff early in their lives, and that's beautiful, man. Yeah, that's beautiful to pick up a kid's book and to see stuff about space and. That just sparks your interest, man. And when you're a kid, especially in those times, TV wasn't really a thing. We walked around and we read books, bro. Like that's what we did. We played. We played outside and we read books. That was it.
You just flooded me with.
You wasn't even on the TV.
You
wasn't even allowed to be on the TV back then. You know what I'm saying? It was like.
Can
I watch my show?
Another podcast.
You watch your show for 20 minutes. As soon as I'm done with dinner, that shit is mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, okay. Couple fun facts. 1993 appeared in one of our favorite shows.
Oh,
one of her inspirations. Man. Oh man, Star Trek: The Next Generation as Lieutenant Palmer.
I'm with you, bro. This is the best Star Trek. If you guys don't like Star Trek, I get it.
If you like Star Trek, The Next Generation, Captain Picard,
bro, like that,
Professor X,
the best.
The best.
Just amazing.
Speaking of TV, man, this like I remember a fond memory for me, man. Kind of off the rails a little bit, but we'll get back to it. Watching this show with my dad growing up, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And he was a big Star Trek fan. I remember, dude, I had all the toys, bro. Like, I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Lieutenant Worf.
I had all of them, bro. I had all of them.
Geordi.
I had every single one, bro. I think one Christmas, I think there was like a Christmas or a birthday where literally, and I was young, everything that I wanted was like Star Trek Legos, Star Trek this, Star Trek Next Generation this action figure, this action figure. You know what I'm saying? And you know, luckily, I received a good amount of those things that year. You know what
speaking on the Star Trek thing real quick, because I don't know if you got it too, but she was the first actual and only astronaut, really astronaut.
I did not see that
on that show.
Oh, no, let me get my
So she was the legit.
She was out there
because Picard ain't ever been to space. He's a TV space guy,
right? Hey.
But legit though, that's kind of cool, dude. Like she
was the first, like, for real warp speed. 127 times.
Real scientist, real.
I've been out here orbiting
on TV.
Facts. Yep. Mm-hmm. Fire.
In Star Trek, that's dope. So, anyways, go ahead.
2009, worked with the great Michelle Obama in a forum for promising girls in Washington D.C. public schools. This is super dope. Going back to Star Trek Legos, 2017, so just a few years ago, Lego released the Women of NASA set. I had no idea. I want to go find this set, put it together, put it in my collection.
Good luck. That thing's probably worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Legos are so expensive, bro.
So that set obviously featured her amongst plenty of other strong women who were part of NASA. Couple of awards. I don't know if you got any, but I got a couple.
Go ahead.
1988 Essence Science and Technology Award. 1990 Gamma Sigma Woman of the Year. 1992 Johnson Publications Black Achievement Trailblazers Award. That's a mouthful. That means you really doing it out here. 1992 Ebony Black Achievement Award. Fire.
Wait, 1993.
1990. Talk about it.
Hold on, dude. 1993 was a big year for her. There's all kinds of awards, but there's one in particular that I love. I love it so much, dude.
Talk to me.
People Magazine, 50 most beautiful people in the world.
I don't even have that on my list. That's funny. I was hoping you did,
bro.
I left it out because I was hoping. Yeah, that's what I said. She was good looking.
I know, dude.
She was out here.
You kind of gave her precursor. I was like, that's why I didn't really say anything.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to make that a surprise, dude. Like, I think that is amazing.
Fire.
Because it's usually. Now, she is some sort of celebrity in some sort of sense.
Yeah, but it's like actresses.
Right, but it's always actors and actresses.
Right.
And,
right.
Damn near.
Athletes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I had to shout that out because that's amazing.
Yeah, she was out here writing guidelines.
Because they still do that to this day.
She was out here writing guidelines and being fine. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
They still do that today, man.
Shout out to Basie. You know what I'm saying? Also, 1993 National Women's Hall of Fame. I'm glad you shouted that out. I did not have that on my notes, man. You surprised me with that. 1993 National Women's Hall of Fame. 1993 Kilby Science Award. 2002 Texas Women's Hall of Fame. Again, another Hall of Fame award. 2004 International Space Hall of Fame. 2017 Buzz Aldrin Space Pioneer Award. There is actually probably, I think, like 15 more awards that she has. It's crazy. I just broke down some of the notable ones.
She's still getting awards. I think the latest
awards.
one was in 2019. She got an award for something. So, anyways, so many accomplishments.
Yeah, multiple institutions named after her in Chicago, Detroit,
everywhere. Yeah.
Illinois, Baltimore, Alabama.
Amazing.
She has multiple honorary doctorates.
Yes.
From multiple schools, which includes
I think she's got
Winston-Salem. Princeton, yep.
Yeah, dude. There's literally a ton, man.
DePaul, just a couple to name a few. Filmography. I'm hitting y'all with more.
Before we end,
yeah,
on May, she has another quote. Now, I get the quote thing from my mom, dude. Like, I like quotes. Obviously, if you guys watch our show, we did a whole show on quotes. Mm-hmm. I definitely get it from my mom, my sisters, dude, and she has another quote, and I wanted to save it for the end because I just...
Talk to me, bro.
I love it, dude. I love it. It's very short. Never be limited by other people's limited imaginations. Don't let anybody get you down.
Don't let no one get you down. No,
I love that quote though. Love it.
Shit,
and I love this woman, man. A fantastic woman. I'm so pleased that we did this on her.
Yeah, man.
Again, science holds a special place in my heart, dude. Like, I love, I talk about going outside, looking up at the stars,
Facts.
dude. And
Facts.
But not just that, the accomplishments of her being a doctor, acting, dancing. I mean, my goodness, writing books,
writing guidelines,
doing technology stuff with software,
getting doctorates,
programming,
getting awards out here.
What are we doing?
Fire.
We are messing up.
Hall of Fame. Fire, bro. Fire.
So I want to shout out one more person, and I'm not diving deep into this person.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And that is Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think pretty much everybody knows who Neil deGrasse Tyson is. Mm-hmm. So, but I had to shout him out because I think he's very influential in the space community, astronomer. I do have notes on him. I'm not sure I want to really get into the notes on it as I was sitting here thinking about it. I really wanted to focus on May because, you guys all know Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Right.
But I got to just say, Neil deGrasse Tyson will break stuff down for you like you're a child. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that is you need that though, because there's just space in astronomy is very complicated, very mathematical. There's a lot of things happening, not just in our solar system, but in our Milky Way galaxy, and then beyond that, which is mind-blowing and it's hard to wrap your mind around.
It really is.
And he's done shows like The Cosmos, which I believe is coming back. If it's not already back yet, I don't think it is yet because I think COVID put a little bit of a stop to the second season to Cosmos. He has a podcast. Well, I'll shout out, like, if you guys are interested, it's called Star Talk. Just go type it into YouTube or in Apple Music or Spotify, wherever you're listening.
Fire.
Yeah. But he is special to me, and I love listening to him talk about, and that never shies away from anything, dude, and I like it. If people throw alien stuff at him, which is not in his realm, but he'll answer the questions, and he'll give you his scientific reasoning of whether he believes it or not believes it. I'll let you guys go find it out for yourself what he believes in. All kinds of crazy. Are we living in a simulation? All kinds of crazy. Anyways, all kinds of stuff. I have to shout him out, dude. I think he's just, if you're interested in science and you're like, or kind of on the fence about it, listen to something that he's been in, or go watch Cosmos. I think the way it's broken down will get you interested somewhat, get you in the door of that.
I have not checked that out, so actually I will check that out. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to shout him out before we wind this podcast up, dude.
Yeah. Man, we ain't ran one this long in a minute.
Has it been that long? You know what's funny?
It's crazy. I
It's
flipped
so
over.
funny,
I flipped
dude,
over to
'cause-
the record, and I was like, "Oh, whoa!"
Bro, because we're so used to the we're all recording here now. It's just, we're all doing new stuff, and it's exciting for us. And anyways, man, this is just exciting. Please stick with us, guys. We got so much more for you guys.
For sure. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, man. Happy Black History Month to everybody, and we got more. We're not done yet.
Yeah, right? We're not done yet.
You know what I'm
saying?
We're
not done yet. So
the month might be short, but we ain't.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you guys stay safe and you guys stay positive out there.
And as always, this is the Gray Space. Peace.